Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Love Your Vibe podcast. I am your host, Shaun Grant, and I am excited for what we have today in store for you because this is a concept that is often overlooked. It is a concept that is thrown to the side because, for one, it seems so easy at times. It seems so easy. And two, it's not as sexy as wealth, motivation, inspiration, all of those things. And, all things aside, let me just get right into it. So the topic is power up your life with peace. All right. And so peace, as you've probably heard me explain on previous podcasts, we always have to find ourselves coming from a place of peace. And one of the most dangerous mistakes you can ever make in life at any time, no matter how old you are, where you are, is feeling like you don't need peace as a first priority. Because I can tell you this from experience. When you don't have peace and there's stuff going on in your life, you will drive yourself crazy. You will drive yourself insane, and I've done it before. When I tell you, when I finally learned the concept of inner peace, inner divine peace, my life completely transformed. My life completely took an overhaul because I spent so much of my life worrying. I spent so much of my life trying to be on top of things that I had no business trying to be on top of. And it drove me crazy, drove me insane. I can remember there was a time where I had probably the most money I've ever had in my life in my bank account. And, I couldn't enjoy it. And the reason I couldn't enjoy it was because I was so fixated on where every penny was going, how I was going to pay this, how I was going to pay that. See, in most cases, and I wrote a book on prosperity. You guys should definitely check that out at ShaunGrant.com if you want to hear a good read. And I talk about prosperity as it relates to a whole, not just about the money aspect. But here's what you have to learn about money. No amount of money will give you peace of mind. And that's a common misconception that people come up against and don't really know exists until they get to that point. So what happens is you got to get the peace of mind first. And then you'll find out that, no matter what's in your bank account, whether it be $100 or $1 million, you'll be at peace either way. A lot of times, we get to this place of we allow the physical to dictate how we feel when it should be the spiritual dictates how we feel in everything. No matter what is happening on the outside of us, the inside should always be at peace, and we should strive to be at peace with it. And just no matter what, that has to be, guys. Can't say this enough. Has to be first on our list. And when you finally do that, life changes in so many ways. Like it just does. It's so hard to even explain here because I don't want to create expectations and then kind of mess it up for you when you do get to a point to where you're experiencing this. But when you focus your life on having peace first and foremost, you find one that you completely connect with universal energy. You completely connect with God. You completely connect with the divine. You completely open yourself up to be in a place, right? Completely open yourself up to be in a place to where you can make sound decisions. And our choices, every choice that we make from what we do the moment we wake up to what we do when we're tired, to what we do when we don't understand something, our choices are indicative of the life that we're living. And I tell you, when you make choices from a peaceful mindset, from a peaceful perspective, you more oftentimes than not will make the correct choice to evolve your life to a higher level. And let's face it, that's where everybody's trying to go. That's where everybody wants to be at, to a place to where they can experience bliss, they can experience joy, they can experience happiness, and ultimately peace. Okay, so in order for you to experience peace, here's what I'm going to do today. I'm going to share you some of the things that I do, and I want you to try as soon as you get the opportunity to implement into your life, So one of the greatest things I do every single morning, and I'm so proud of this, I've been doing it for as long as I can remember, whenever there's a body of water near me, whether it was in Louisiana or now in California, I've always gone to that body of water to connect to the divine. I've always gone to that body of water to basically not only clear my mind, but to experience peace within my soul. And I think when you observe water and how it moves and the flow and the understanding of it's never, water's always taking the path of least resistance. It's always moving in a way it shapes itself. Bruce Lee always said, be like water. And I took that concept to heart, and it's just one of the most beautiful things. So I think that's why it calms me down. But what this does, when you can connect with nature, now it doesn't have to be water. You may live in the woods. You may live in a nice park to where there are trees. Anywhere you can get silence, anywhere you can get that tranquility to where you can just hear what's in your heart. Because here's the beauty of peace. When you reach a certain level of peace of mind, I call these divine downloads. Divine downloads start to filter into your mind, into your heart to help you. Call intuitive nudges that help you move forward. That is with steps that are in alignment with your highest good. Okay, so these are the things you have to look for when you learn to quiet your mind, when you learn to just think with clarity and just accept what the universe is trying to bestow on you, because there's an unlimited amount of wisdom, unlimited amount of divine information that we can get, that we can receive if we're open to it. Okay, and how do you get open to it? You take the time to be at peace with yourself and with everything around you, but more importantly, what's on the inside of you, and you'll find that you'll see things for what they truly are. One of the biggest things also that comes with peace is discernment. Okay, discernment is the ability to basically, just what I said, see things, see people for exactly what they are. And what that comes down to is you could meet somebody and they could be completely sweet and nice and joyful and seem like they're all for you on the surface, but then something just doesn't feel right in your gut. Your stomach starts to hurt. Something muscular goes wrong, because when you're at peace, that discernment, that intuitive nudge allows itself to come through and to alert you that this may be something, or someone rather, that you don't want to deal with in close proximity. So that's another thing. And that's something that we need, because how many times have we picked the wrong relationship? How many times have we picked the wrong business partner? How many times have we picked something that wasn't in our highest good because we weren't at peace enough to accept the nudge, the heads up, that we get from our intuition? This comes with peace. Okay, so talked about going to the beach, connecting with nature early in the morning. If you get the chance to do that, that's great. Even if you got to wake up half an hour earlier, trust me, this is so worth it, because it will not only change but transform your life when you start to do this. Alrighty. So the next thing I like to do is, at least 2 times throughout the day, I'll take a walk to where I know I won't get disturbed. And a lot of times, because we're in the information age and there's cell phones and computers, I will leave my laptop, yes, I'll leave it. But my cell phone, I will leave in my house, and I will go for a walk, and I will just focus on my breathing and allow myself to connect to a deeper part of me, which is basically my higher self, the divinity within me. I will allow myself to connect. And from here, I can't tell you how many ideas, how many decisions I've been able to make by taking the time to do this, by taking the time to put God in the universe and live with first, and then live within those universal laws that can only make my life greater. And this is another way, another thing that you can implement to find the peace within, to find the peace that will power up your life as we're talking about. So a lot of times it's just being okay with that solitude, being okay with being by yourself, being able to go deep within and look introspectively at your life and see, just wait for the answers, be patient enough to wait for what comes to you. And I want you to trust that you'll know what is right when it does come. Okay, so we just talked about a couple things here as far as what types of differences and things you can expect when you keep peace first in your life. Before I wrap it up, one of the most important aspects you can find when you put peace as a first priority is your relationships will just elevate themselves to an entirely different level. Here's what happens when you come to a place of peace in regards to relationships. You begin to look at other people through the lenses of love. Last podcast we talked about seeing everyone with divine eyes. This is kind of the same concept. You look through the lens with love. There's no judgment. You're actually listening to people. How many people you meet on a daily basis that you wish would just listen and not be so apt to be distracted by something or so quick to want to say something else? You listen. When you're at peace, you're hearing what's coming from that person's soul. You just don't see their mouths moving. You begin to listen. You begin to dive in deep and to be totally within the moment of the conversations. And for that, PC people can pick up on these things on a deeper level, on an intuitive level, and you will be more attractive to everyone that you meet because you are a good listener. I'll tell you like this, and this is one of the things in relationships that I teach. If you want to be more attractive to all the people that you meet, listen and listen attentively. Listen, repeat back what they say to you. Really show that you care, because there is a lack of that out in the world today. And I promise you, you will stand out like a sore thumb. It'll be such a beautiful thing for you that you can't pass it up. It's something that we all have to work on. But if you can really master this, you'll find that your relationships are taken to a completely higher level. Okay. So power up your life with peace. Hope that all of the information that I gave you guys, that I shared with you today, is basically helpful to you, and it's something that you can implement. Guys, if you have any questions, feel free to contact me. Visit my website. Like I said, if you're looking for a good read, my book is still available at ShaunGrant.com, ShaunGrant.com. Other than that, thanks so much for joining me today on the Love Your Vibe podcast. Make sure that you're always powering up your life with peace, and I will see you soon. Happy Monday. Thanks so much. Take care.